So just because South Africa is quiet about Burkina Faso, we don't talk about Burkina Faso, we don't talk about Ibrahim Traore, we are not interested in him, then it's a problem. Because why is South Africa quiet? Why is South Africa not talking about Burkina Faso? South Africa is selfish. They think they are the only ones who are important in Africa. No, we don't think we are the only ones who are important in Africa. But your attitude towards us as South Africans is the one that convinces us, good no, Musi. South Africa seems like it's the it country because these people always talk about us. They want us to be included in the issues of their own countries.
South Africa doesn't come out here and say Ibrahim Traore is great. You will never hear it from a South African person.
I think for me also, South Africans would just say, who's that?
Even the freaking Rwandese also, they don't talk about Ibrahim Traore. They have that spirit in them to want to say, we're the best. We're doing it well. We have His Excellency. We have infrastructure. That's South Africa. We have infrastructure. Infrastructure that was built by the apartheid regime. We have infrastructure. We have economy. Yeah. But they cannot also come out here and say, who's Ibrahim Traore? We don't want. They just keep quiet. They shut up. Yeah. But they won't give compliments. They want praise. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You can see that heart a mile away. It's right there. Yes, we Africanists, we Pan-Africanists can see that. You South Africans, what's your take? I ask a lot of them even in the live shows. What's your take on Ibrahim Traore, you black South Africa? You're out here talking too much. What's your take on Ibrahim Traore? That's when they go off. They leave the live. They leave the comment section. It's too heavy for them to even say, no, we appreciate him, we like what he's doing.
How can you appreciate what he's doing and you not want it for your own country?
They believe they've made it. They believe they've made it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fake.
Again, wasiphinda lokho. You know, last month I made a video talking about this thing of Ethiopians saying Tina as South Africans, we don't care about Ethiopia. We don't care about what's happening to Ethiopians. South Africans are selfish. They only care about what's happening in their country but neglect everything else that is happening in and around Africa. So we were being attacked as South Africans with regards to this issue with Tina. We don't care. We don't even talk about Ethiopians or what is happening in Ethiopia. I made that video because that thing of people saying South Africa should focus on their countries, and if they don't focus on their countries, then they are selfish, didn't sit well with me. I ended up making that video. If you want to watch it, you can go watch it. It's here on my channel. It's not very far. It's titled South Africans Don't Care About Ethiopians. Again, something similar is happening now. Now, as South Africans, we are being attacked again because we don't want to focus on Ibrahim Traore. We don't want to focus on what is happening in Burkina Faso. Well, everyone knows Traore has been trending for a long time now because of all the good things that he's doing for Burkina Faso, which is something good. Traore is the president of Burkina Faso, and as the leader, it is his duty to make sure that he improves his country, Burkina Faso. So his leadership methods, his leadership styles, and all the things that he's doing for his country is something that we acknowledge, is something that we give credit to. But inkinga iqala ekutheni ke mele si-attack thina as South Africans because we don't want to talk about Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso, clap hands for them. Hey, Burkina Faso is doing good. Traore is doing good for Burkina Faso. Just because we are quiet as South Africans about Burkina Faso, then it means we have a problem as South Africans. I said it, and I'm going to say it again. Uguti, what these other African countries need to learn is to focus on their own countries. What Ibrahim Traore is doing for Burkina Faso should serve as an example to these other African countries to what? To motivate their leaders to focus on their countries. How is it going to help us as South Africans to clap hands for Ibrahim Traore? Hey, Ibrahim Traore is doing good for Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore is a great leader. And when our country, South Africa, is crumbling, when our leaders are not leading the way we want them to, how is that thing going to benefit us? Because what we need to be doing as South Africans is to make sure our leaders do what they promised the people of South Africa. We must make sure our presidents, our ministers, our MECs, all these people in leadership positions deliver the services that they are said they are going to deliver and actually improve South Africa. Ibrahim Traore is doing good for Burkina Faso because he is focused on Burkina Faso. He is not focused on South Africa. He is not focused on South Africa. We all know that South Africa is a better country than Burkina Faso. That's no secret. South Africa is way ahead of Burkina Faso. But I've never heard people from Burkina Faso applauding South Africa. Hey, South Africa is doing good economically. South Africa is doing good in this way. No. Now their country, Burkina Faso, seems like they have a leader that has their best interests at heart. And then Tina, South Africans, we are supposed to come out and clap for Burkina Faso, clap for Ibrahim Traore. Why? We can just look from afar with, okay, Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore seems like he's on the correct path. And then we should take that thing and use it as motivation to focus on our own countries, to focus on our leaders, to tell our leaders, you see, Ramaphosa, do you see what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso? We want that same thing in South Africa. And then we focus on South Africa. Not this thing, we have to focus on Burkina Faso, talk about Burkina Faso, pay attention to Burkina Faso. No, we have big issues here in South Africa that needs to be resolved. We don't need to focus on other countries. And us South Africans not focused on other countries like Burkina Faso doesn't make us bad people. Even there's a lot of countries here in Africa who are not even focused on South Africa. Yes, most countries are focused on South Africa. You can hear even when they talk, they can't take South Africa out of their tongues. When a person starts to speak, he has to mention South Africa. He has to bash South Africa, he has to attack South Africa, which simply tells you that South Africa is the it country. They can choose to neglect it and call us all sorts of names. We are not that big, we are not that important. But the way I see it, you can't always talk about a country that is not important. For the mere fact that every time when they want to talk, they have to include South Africa. Every time when they want to attack, or every time they need validation in a certain thing, they have to include South Africa. So now South Africa should come out and validate Burkina Faso so that the other countries in Africa can also validate Burkina Faso. It just shows how important South Africa is. So just because South Africa is quiet about Burkina Faso, we don't talk about Burkina Faso, we don't talk about Ibrahim Traore, we are not interested in him, then it's a problem. Because why is South Africa quiet? Why is South Africa not talking about Burkina Faso? South Africa is selfish. They think they are the only ones who are important in Africa. No, we don't think we are the only ones who are important in Africa. But your attitude towards us as South Africans is the one that convinces us, good no, Musi. South Africa seems like it's the it country, because these people always talk about us. They want us to be included in the issues of their own countries. That means we are a very big country. And then when we start to say that we are a big country, then we are attacked again. You see? So I don't understand why always South Africa has to be attacked. We don't want to include ourselves in the issues of other countries in Africa. We don't want to focus on Ethiopia. We don't want, now it's Burkina Faso. We don't want to focus on Ibrahim Traore there in Burkina Faso. I follow the things that Ibrahim Traore is doing. Not per se to say I follow them, but I know the things that he's doing. And I applaud some of the things that he's doing personally, but I don't see the need to come here on social media and praise Burkina Faso, go Burkina Faso, go Burkina Faso. No, I'm here to praise South Africa, because South Africa is the country that I'm focused on. It's a country that I'm living in. So when I talk, it's only fair for me as a South Africans to talk about the things that South Africa is doing, the good that South Africa is doing. I want to bring attention to the people of South Africa to notice all the good that is happening in South Africa. That makes sense to me, because I am focused on my country. This thing of I'm going to focus on Ibrahim Traore and come here praise Ibrahim Traore because of Burkina Faso, that's not important to me. And I know for a lot of South Africans, they have the same mentality. We are focused on our country, South Africa. Yes, there are other countries that are doing good. It's not only Burkina Faso that is starting to do good. There are other countries in Africa who are doing good, even around the world. But it won't help us as South Africans to always talk about those countries, to include ourselves in the issues of those countries. No. We are where we are as South Africans because we chose to focus on South Africa. That's why we are the best country in Africa. Because we are what? We are focused on South Africa. You understand? And if Burkina Faso wants to be the one of the best countries in Africa, Ibrahim Traore should really focus on Burkina Faso, making sure Uguti he improves Burkina Faso. If Nigeria wants to become the best country in Africa, Nigerians must focus on Nigeria. If Zimbabwe wants to become the best country in Africa, Zimbabweans must focus on Zimbabwe. I'm telling you, and I always say it on this channel, and I'm going to say it again. A country that is too focused on the issues of another country, that country will never improve. That is why I don't want to follow these Pan-Africanism things. Ne? I don't want to follow these Pan-Africanism things because I understand, Uguti, in order for a country to improve, and if you are going to disagree with me on this one, tell me on the comment section, justify, Uguti, why are you disagreeing with what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, in order for a country to improve, that country and the people of that country must focus on that country and make sure that country improves. How can a country improve? Okay, let me make an example about South Africa. Ne? Okay, let's say us as South Africans, we shift our focus from only focusing in South Africa and we start to focus on Nigeria, for example, the things that are happening in Nigeria. Why isn't Nigeria validating us? Why isn't Nigeria talking about South Africa? Are you telling me if that can be our focus, we are going to improve as a country? No, we won't improve because our attention is not directed to where it's supposed to be directed. But if as South Africans, we are focused on South Africa, the issues of South Africa, when we talk about South Africa. When we attack South African leaders. When we praise South African leaders. That's how we are going to improve as South Africa. How is it going to benefit us as South Africans to praise Ibrahim Traore, to talk about Ibrahim Traore? How is that thing going to benefit us? Africans need to learn to focus on their own countries. I'm going to say this thing until everyone understands it who watches this channel. Everyone must focus on their own countries. If you are a Zimbabwean right now, you are watching me, focus on Zimbabwe. That's the only way you will improve Zimbabwe. If you are a Nigerian and you are watching me, focus on Nigeria. That's the only way you will improve Nigeria. If you are a South African watching me, focus on Mzansi. That's the only way we will improve Mzansi. But this thing of wanting us to focus on other countries and neglect the issues of South Africa is not something we are going to entertain as South Africa. My name is Emmanuel, and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something new, quickly leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. But before you go, please tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about this? What do you think about these African nations wanting South Africa to include themselves in the issues of their countries? Why are these people attacking South Africa for focusing on South Africa? And if you also think we are wrong as South Africans to only focus on South Africa and ignore all the other things that are happening all around Africa, if you think we are wrong because we are doing that, you can also tell me on the comment section, and also tell me why do you think we are wrong. But if you just enjoyed this video, ngiyabonga for joining me today. Let's meet again on another video.